9:11 a.m. September 9th, 2022. Third thought on appearance. Verbal communication.
You can say what I say, or say what you want to say, but verbal communications should be our third thought on appearance, so we cover it in this lecture. Verbal communication is the way we see into a person's mind to let us know if whether a person has good intentions with whatever issue presented. Our mother would teach us from early on that we could do anything as long as we had good intentions, which, staying in line with morality, what we see as ethically good may be more so. Not that everything that is morally right is ethically good, but we have a much better chance of being both with good intentions. And not to confuse anyone, but this is a #school of black girl magic, not a school of black magic for girls. The position in which most are placed puts them in a class more closely related to a humanitarian, where what compassion for the world is a most likely default. Initial presentation and extreme modesty could be but a facade, like a big football player with a soft voice and the motivation to match. We need that football player to roar, putting fear in the hearts of opponents, just like we need practitioners to have the courage to express the benefit brought to the table when explaining our position. With compassion, verbal communication produces a level of understanding between the communicator and the receiver, where comfort in communication has the positive foundation of hope for humanity. Unable to abandon hopes for growth and prosperity, dialogue continues, making participants more persuasive than not. Verbal communication being our third thought on appearance includes being sociologically categorical, verbally capable, and poetically conscious, which shows the mental capacity of individuals presented.
With verbal communication and our third thought on appearance, we consider being sociologically categorical, where without being so one is no different from another. For surely those in medical school, we are sure, understand the difference between a person and the lifeless corpse in a body. Without sociological categories, people would simply be bodies with no way to affect us one way or the other, where even if they did, we wouldn't know who or what it was that caused the effect. We can't escape our native languages, though we may learn another tongue, because in it is a rhythm that from familiarity we find more convenient. We had an argument the other day where it was brought up that there were more combinations of letters than there were of numbers, because there are 26 letters and only 10 numbers. It was asked, so, you are saying that there are a trillion words? Answering that there may not be a trillion English words, but with the multitudes of languages and dialects within languages there must be. It was said that there are an infinite amount of numbers. But that was the same thing the proponents of letters were saying about words. We said that to say social categories define the extent of our scope, where those in other categories have their methods of inspiring achievement, and we have ours. With verbal communication and our third thought on appearance, we consider being vocally capable, where without being so, one couldn't assist where they may with whatever opinions they have. Being able to express oneself in the social category of this stage is paramount, because there is no guessing that improving the world for the better is a proper course of action. We have to know it, and when we do so, explaining our positions become a lot easier, knowing that we tried to do so. They say that an undergraduate education affords students the capability to communicate with others on the same level, bringing about more opportunity and greater prosperity. What better opportunity do we have than one which proves the existence of black girl magic? Not saying that we aren't here for our own benefit, whether for business or entertainment, but our time has passed, and it is time for a new generation to help change the world for the better. Without exceptional verbal capabilities, the gap between those with and those without widens, as hopes for a better tomorrow are never heard by those who may assist in making it so. With verbal communication and our third thought on appearance, we consider being poetically conscious, where without being so, the art of rhetoric could never prove victorious over the science of economics. If that was the case, and we hope it is not, we would be fighting on the wrong side of a losing battle, and black girl magic wouldn't exist, but it does, and we know it. Poetic consciousness is more so for the receiver's response than the communicator's artistic expression, because before we speak we must be willing to listen, and in listening give an appropriate response. What are we but flesh, bones, and the gist of what we've learned that we can make others understand? When we speak, if it is not understood, we've wasted our time as well as the listeners. Poetic consciousness gives us not only a widened vocabulary, but it also provides inspiration in connecting what vocabulary we do have in an agreeable manner. The way we compose our words may not seem as poetic as one would think, but poetry stands between the mechanics of language and the art of music in songs. The more we age, the more we encounter poetry and remembering, we are better able to communicate our ideas so that listeners may understand, being persuaded to oblige.
Verbal communication as the third thought on appearance includes being socially categorical, verbally capable, and poetically conscious, adding value to those presenting. Yes, people have an intellectual appearance where looking bright, happy, or smart can be proven through verbal communication. Social categories divide mankind, where we just happen to speak English, which may be an insult to some, but a compliment to us, as we are biased to our unique harmony. Being verbally capable, we know the ends to our means and are able to communicate how we will make the world a better place. A baby can put words together, but we have to try to gather what they want from what little English they can provide. But mastery of any language comes with a poetic consciousness that widens vocabularies, creating harmony in speech, when mastered.
Thank you for your time and consideration.